Yo! What's going on, guys? We are live. Of course, every time I go live on Saturday morning, the connection is like poor at the very beginning. Let's see if I can see who is here right now. M&M Gaming is here. Wow, only 3 people right now. Who's gonna jump in next? Watch Smith, Notification Squad, Valen, Spiel, good morning, man. M&M Gaming, yeah, of course I remember you. People underestimate my memory, all right? I interact with each and every one of you. M&M Gaming, you actually supported the channel via Super Chat, and I really appreciate that. Steve Perez, what is going on, man? Fernando, what is going on? Dean Sussick, what's up, buddy? That is not Dean. That is not the Dean we all know. It's a different Dean, but still a very cool Dean. What is going on? Cohen says, the connection's good enough to reach the Netherlands. Heck yeah. Steve Aarons is here, so we can start the broadcast. So, it's a beautiful Saturday, as per usual. It's in the 60s, but it's like not super cold. There's a little bit of a wind sometimes that makes it a little bit chilly, but see, she's in shorts and a t-shirt pretty much. So you can walk around with shorts and a t-shirt and you'll be okay. But then, you know, there's wind and the nights get cold. It was like in the 30s in Las Vegas last night or something. So crazy, but other parts of the country and the world are very, very cold. For instance, New Hampshire, where I'm from right now, it's like in the 20s. So really shouldn't be complaining. But yeah, beautiful Saturday, guys. I'm chilling here with my Vietnamese coffee, ready to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. And yeah, you guys notice there's like 2 identical, what are those, Priuses, like right behind me. What is going on, everybody? Let me see who's in here right now. Fernando from Peru, from Lima. What's going on, man? Densetsu says, hey, Jory, always enjoy your videos. Thank you for enhancing my love for watches. Well, thank you. You guys enhance my love for watches, too, because you honestly incentivize me to spend more time with watches and make the content for you guys, so thank you. Alex from Clearwater, Florida. Luther, what's going on, man? PS Dance, what's going on, Paul? Briar Blues, certified T3 bot. I think he might be the first one in right now. Belgian, Manila is in here. Oh, I'm already getting some questions. William from Kansas, what's going on, dude? We got Bulgaria, Indiana, England, Bahrain. Tom from Ireland. Heck yeah. This is international right now, guys. Am I rocking the STI today? I am. I don't know if you can see it. I parked back there, but I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, I did drive the STI today. So I typically do the wristwatch check at 100. We are at 89. Mark says hello from the United States. Same. What's going on from the United States? Cody from Honolulu. Love Honolulu. Been to Hawaii a bunch of times. Probably one of my favorite states in the Union. Gorgeous, gorgeous state. Brooklyn. Milcom from Brooklyn. Heck yeah, guys. So we're at 97 people here. I typically wait until we hit 100 to start the wristwatch check, but because we're at 99, we're pretty much there. I want to hear what you guys are wearing. I am currently wearing I'm wearing my Sarbo 17 Alpinist. I get a ton of questions about which strap this is. This is the Hadley Roma brown leather strap. They market it as a waterproof strap, and guess what? I've submerged it and it's done fine. So it probably is waterproof. And I think someone just commented that they got an Alpinist because of me. So perfect timing, because I'm wearing mine. Greetings from Antarctica, wearing my Explorer too. Well, if you're wearing the polar dial, it's the proper watch to wear. Watch Smith is wearing the Alpinist. Heck yeah, good choice, guys. Excuse me. We got a Stowa Marine 36. That's a cool watch. Milcom's wearing an Atomic G-Shock. Todd's wearing a Pan Europe. That's a cool watch too. Sporty, but still has a lot of history behind it. Really cool Hamilton. Got Tissot C-Star 1000. PS Dance is wearing his gorgeous Omega Speedmaster Moon with that really deep blue dial. Really cool watch. Love that watch every time he posts a picture of it. Watch Lounge is wearing the Young Hans Meister Diver. Adam's saving up for an SKX. You're almost there. Fernando's wearing a Cocktail Time. We got some... It's so funny, guys. Every time I do these live streams, the watches get better. It's crazy. People start showing up and like I'm seeing these really unique, really, really cool watches. So keep going, guys, because you guys have some good taste. But yeah, I'm wearing this. Christian says, Jory, I was gifted a watch with an engraved logo. Really cool. Ari's wearing an Alpinist from Indonesia. Dude, I'm rocking my Alpinist too. Heck yeah. TD Ranger says, I'm rolling with the Blue Orient Ray 2 on a Super Oyster. That's a solid watch with a solid build. But yeah, guys, so we're at 100. Let's start the questions. Huh? Why not? Winston's wearing a sub. Okay, first question. Watch Smith. Shave your beard for a year or sell your Grand Seiko? Honestly, I could sell that Grand Seiko for so much money that I could just buy another one. So sell my Grand Seiko. Well, here's the deal, guys. Not to circumvent your questions, but who would I could sell it to Austin, like one of my best friends, with a contract that says you have to sell it back for a certain amount of money at a certain time. I'm trying to outbusiness you guys. So I will not shave my beard. I will sell my Grand Seiko, but I will sell it with a contingency in a contract, a clause that says it is essentially a rent and I have to get it back after a certain period of time. I will buy it back. So yeah, I'll sell the Grand Seiko. Watch Smith, what watch would make you shave your beard? No watch. Well, it's so funny, Watch Smith. So I would not sell that Grand Seiko because it's hard to find in that condition. More of them are popping up, but at incredibly high price points. I got mine for a ridiculous price. I don't even want to say it, but now they're showing up for like $5,000, $10,000. I did not spend that money, so I lucked out. Pretty much if I ever choose to sell it, it will be a profit. I will not sell it though because it's one of my favorite watches. Now, last live stream, someone asked me which watch would make me shave my beard, like which watch would I shave my beard for? And someone was like, yo, if someone gave you a Creator Aichi 2 and said like, you have to shave your beard, obviously if that's all it is, it's like, I'll give you this watch, but like my beard will grow back like in the next day. So yeah, if someone was willing to just give me a Creator Aichi 2, I'd probably shave my beard. It's not that big of a deal. Art Pond says, I thought you were gonna say you'd buy another beard. Yep. I'd sell that Grand Seiko for so much money, I could just buy another beard. Everett Moore asks, what do you think about the micro brand Brew watches? So I don't know much about them. I don't have much hands-on experience, but they're heavily out and about on Instagram. And from what I see, that square watch design looks really sleek, looks very tidy and nice as far as fit, finish, quality of build and stuff, I don't have any experience with that, but they look cool. I like how it's a square case with a domed crystal. I think that looks really nice. Christian says, what Polar Explorer 240 millimeter is the reference to get? So you're talking about serial numbers, because the only reference for the the 40 millimeter, the only reference number for the 40 millimeter Explorer 2 is 16570. That's the reference number. As far as serial numbers, it's not so much about end links. That's not the case. People are worried about drilled lugs and the engraving on the chapter ring, and even the movement. They had a little bit of a different movement towards the end there. The only thing I'll say, the movements are too similar to care about the difference. The engraving on the inner chapter ring, that's personal preference. What I will say is whichever one you get drilled lugs, okay? That watch is great on a multitude of straps. You know, you'll probably eventually want to throw it on a NATO or something, just because it's the nature of the watch. If you're going to get it, get one with drilled lugs. That's what I'll say, because I specifically sourced one with drilled lugs. Edgar Salas, certified T3 bot, says the 3186 movement is what I have, because I'm all about that transitional upgrade. Brian LP, certified T3 bot, says, Jory, I'm trying to decide between an Omega Aquaterra 38 white dial or an Oyster Perpetual 39 white dial as my first luxury watch. Which one would you go for? Well, so my first Rolex was the Rolex Date 1500. I'm not going to say that that's the same as the current Oyster Perpetual 39, but they're similar in that they're kind of simple Rolexes with oyster cases. Mine has a date complication, the OP39 doesn't. I think that's a really solid, versatile watch. You can throw it on a leather strap, you can throw it on a NATO, you can wear it on the bracelet. That's great. The Aquaterra seems to be a little more detailed, honestly. So the Aquaterra 38 that you're talking about seems to have a little bit more detailing on it, a little bit more to look at than the white dial OP39. So guys, in the comment section, I want you to chime in also. Again, this is personal preference. Between the OP39 and the Aquaterra, I would actually go for the Aquaterra, even though I am more of a Rolex guy. Between those two watches, I would go Aquaterra, but I want to hear what you guys think. James K, certified T3 bot, beep, boop, boop, boop. Six Killer 2121 says, what watch do you have on? I have my Starbo 17 Alpinist on a beautiful Hadley Roma leather strap. Has just enough texture and grain on it to look kind of weathered, but still super solid. I'm reading comments, guys. So if you ever see me like space out and stop talking, it's because I'm trying to scroll up to the comments. I don't want to miss you guys. PS Dance asks, do I go buy a blue Pelagos now, or do I wait until next year? I don't think the prices on that watch are going to go up, Paul. I don't. The hype is around the Black Bays. So I don't think that, for instance, if you spent money this holiday season on gifts and stuff, and you're spreading yourself a little thin, and it'd be more prudent for you to wait till next year, I say it wouldn't hurt you to wait until next year, because that Tudor is not going to go up in price. Now, if you were going to talk to me about black bays, I would say get one sooner than later, because the hype is crazy. Actually, no. If you want a black, I'd say wait even longer for a black bay, because the hype's too crazy right now. But yeah. It says Cowboy, Brian LP says Cowboy Swami sent you a super chat, but I actually didn't even get, oh, okay, I see it now. Cowboy Swami, really awesome viewer. He says, what mechanical advantages does Eigler have over ETA? It's a really good question. So the answer I'm going to give you can be looked at both ways, okay? The benefit Eigler has over ETA is that Eigler has had time spent with one company, all right? So they've been able to really, I don't want to say enhance, but their consistency goes up because there are less variables with their machining and with their engineering, right? They only have to work with Rolex products. And to be quite honest, the cases don't deviate all that much. They're not typically super duper complicated. So with these Eigler movements in the Rolexes, you could argue that Eigler is more consistent because they don't have as many variables when it comes to production, right? They only have to work with one company. Now, on the flip side of that, ETA, right? ETA movements have been put in a multitude of watches. Every watch you could think of and has had an ETA movement in it, right? Now that's stopping. That's stopping now because Swatch Group has been trying to reel it in. Swatch Group has been trying to kind of give ETA a better name by making them a little bit more, I don't want to say exclusive, but they're pretty much not letting anybody source ETAs anymore. So you could argue that ETAs are more impressive because they're able to work in a multitude of different watches. They're reliable in a multitude of different watches, yada, 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 yada. As far as mechanical advantages, I'd have to go with Eigler simply because the consistency of production. So that, I know it's kind of a cop-out answer, but I'm sure someone could take the opposite stance. I'm sure someone could say, well, no, ETA has been tried and true, tested in a multitude of watches, so therefore they make more mechanically sound movements. I don't know. That's a very good debate. My choice would be Eigler, simply because they don't have as many variables. They're able to focus on one thing and do that thing very well. I'm not against ETA movements, though. I'm not against ETA movements. Let's get that straight right now. But I prefer Salida. Peter from Bulgaria, what's going on? Joe Ross, what's going on, man? Andrew Banker asks, do you think the ETA Blue Heritage Black Bay is more collectible than the in-house? I don't think any Black Bay is terribly collectible right now. I'm not saying that, I'm not like joking around. I'm not big on them. And I think they are diluting the market with all these Black Bays that they're coming out with. So currently it's hard to tell which one is more collectible and which one isn't. Alpinist on the wrist, flannel, my Pentwater angler fishing hat. I caught a fish in Pentwater, Michigan. Went to the tackle shop, and showed them the fish, and they gave me a hat. Sorry. I got a phone call. I always get phone calls on Saturday mornings. I always get phone calls on Saturday morning. Christian says, is Bob's watches legit? I assume there is a bigger markup. Would you purchase from them? Christian, I have purchased from them, and they are legit. So, yeah, they are legit for sure. And actually, they do mark up, but the prices are actually pretty reasonable. And I don't have a relationship with them outside of I've purchased Rolexes from them. Being certified T3 bot says Tudor, actually, Being has a really interesting point here. He says Tudor is in a massive growth phase. They're chasing everything. They're selling what they can get. They won't be collectible for a while. You're right. So when we look at business analytics, right, you can tell they're pushing to grab a piece of the market. They're putting out a GMT. They're putting out a bunch of different black bays. You can tell they're trying to make a name for themselves. In the long run, this could be great for the Tudor brand. Unfortunately, if people are buying their watches in order for, in hopes of some of their pieces being collectible, it's not going to be good for them for a while. Dean says it's not Dean Spearbreaker. It's a different Dean, but still a cool Dean. He says, you know what, Dean Sussex, we're going to call you Other Dean. Other Dean says, the Explorer looks really nice, but when I think about the price, insane. So which Explorer? Because there's a few different Explorers. And to be honest, I think I'm probably going to disagree with you here, depending on which Explorer. So which Explorer are you talking about? And then I'll see if I agree or disagree. Watch Smith, what is considered collectible? So of course this comes down to, this is a bit subjective, right? What could be, for instance, the Alpinist is collectible to me. I want it in my collection. Therefore, it is collectible, right? But I think generally speaking, what I mean is there's some sort of scarcity or desire that would accrue some form of added value. Does that make sense? I had all these thoughts in my head and I'm trying to condense it. So yeah, I think when I'm saying collectible, I'm saying something that when you purchase it, it gains value later. But I think anything could be considered collectible. But in the context of that question, I kind of took it as him asking me which black bay would be more valuable in the long run. And I don't think any black bay is super valuable right now because they've flooded the market with them. Other Dean, it says, Explorer 1. Okay, so he's talking about the Explorer 1. He says he likes it, but the price is insane. I disagree. You can actually get the 39 millimeter Explorer 1 for around $6,000 under sometimes. And I think there's not a whole lot of complexity there. It's a solid watch with a large amount of history. It's a Rolex, so obviously it's going to be expensive. I think that's fairly reasonable. Now, when you compare that to the Explorer 2, like the 16570, where you're getting a date complication and an automatic GMT with an hour hand, an independent hour hand that you can switch on the fly, and you look at the price differential there, and you realize that you can get a 16570 for around the same price as the 39 millimeter Explorer 2 or Explorer 1, then I agree with you. Between those two watches, the 16570 is the obvious choice. right? You're getting a lot more watch for the money. So when you compare it to the Explorer 2 16570, I'll agree with you. The Explorer 1 would not be the watch to spend the money on, if that makes sense. John Fox, what's up? It's okay, everybody misspells my name, it's all good. He says he loves my channel. Well, I love you, John, and don't worry, because everybody, and I mean everybody, misspells my name. Isaac Ambrose says, what's the most affordable watch in your collection? With 3 question marks. He's like, I have to know. Oh, we got some people here. What's going on, everybody? We got tourists. We got tourists checking out the library. What's the most affordable watch in my collection? Well, I had a SNK 809 Seiko 5, but if you recall, a couple months ago, I gave it away. I did a giveaway, and I gave away my personal SNK 809. That's a sub $100 watch, but currently in my collection, the most affordable watch I own is the G-Shock, the Casio G-Shock DW5600 E1V. That is like a $45 watch. I think I got it for like 30 something because Amazon had like a deal. Bought it on Amazon, came in, it was beautiful, and I wear it weekly. Pretty much every week you will catch me with that watch on my wrist. So yeah, that's a great watch, and that's incredibly affordable, in my opinion. Jeremy Speakman says, 3 watch collection. My Alpinist, my SKX 007, but maybe replace my Pan Europe. Advice, please. So it looks like you have some really tough watches there. The Pan Europe is sporty. The SKX 007 is definitely a sports watch. The Alpinist is rugged, but you know, with a leather strap, I suppose you could dress it up a bit. What I would recommend is, I would recommend you get a dress watch, honestly. But the Pan Europe is cool. You got the chrono. I don't know. When people ask me, like, do I have a hole in my collection? Should I get something? I made a video about this. I'll never tell you what to buy, but sometimes it's fun being like, oh, okay, you don't have a dress watch. Maybe get a dress watch. Or, oh, maybe add a field watch to that collection. Or, oh, maybe get a chronograph, blah, blah, blah. But just judging by those watches there, I say get a dress watch. Why not? It's always fun to have a dress watch. Cowboy Swami says, great question, Kyle Davis. Let me see. Are you a fan of Phil Collins? Heck yes. I'm a fan of Genesis also. So there. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Do 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 do. Love Phil Collins, man. You know why? Because he reminds me of my dad. Because when I was little, growing up in the 90s, I was born in the 80s, but I don't remember any of it. Not to age myself. I was born in the 80s, but growing up in the 90s, I'd be in the back of my dad's car, and he would be like blasting Phil Collins, and I'd be like, yeah. So, yeah, love Phil Collins. James says, Miami Vice. James does Minecraft 1, 2, 3. Says, Jory, an Invicta lover, disliked this video. Yeah, it's all good. It's so funny, guys. So, in one of my recent videos last week, I read some of my like hate comments, and those were just the ones that like I could read to you guys without getting like demonetized. For instance, I actively try not to cuss on my channel. So I think I've said the F-bomb 4 times, like in 4 episodes, I mean. I've only cussed, I think, in 4 episodes out of my, like, over 200 episodes. when I was early on in this channel, the first episode I ever made, I like dropped the F-bomb in it, and it's because I didn't really understand how serious this channel would be. Lo and behold, it like blew up. So what I'm getting is I actively try not to cuss, and like when I do now, it's for like comedic effect, and I always bleep it out because it's funny to have that bleep there sometimes. But I understand parents watch my show with their kids, and it makes me really happy, and so I try not to do any of that. So I can't read my like hate comments because it's really like some of the things I get are like really, really vile, right? They're like really bad stuff. And but what's funny, what's hilarious about this is I get, to this day, I get people that will like say mean things to me. Like, I guess they're trolls. They'll say like really mean things on a video, and then I'll get a notification. They say something else really fucked up. I just said it again. On another video, there's another F-bomb. And then they'll say something else really messed up on another video. And then they'll say something else on another video. And then I realize, oh my gosh, these dudes are like my biggest fans. They're literally commenting on like my whole video library. They comment on more of my videos than like my active viewers do. So it's like, I don't know, like I don't even block them at this point because I'm like, wow, these dudes love me actually in a weird way. Do you know what I mean? Like they're watching all of my videos and commenting on all of my videos. And then now what's hilarious to me, and it makes me just giggle with glee every time, is that now when these dudes comment, like my T3 bots, you guys just shred them in the comment section. So some of these sorry dudes will show up and they'll try to say something mean to me. And before I can even read the comment, it'll have like 4 replies from my T3 bots being like, oh yeah. So what I'm trying to say is I love you guys, and I have each and every one of your backs, and I'm so blessed that you guys have my back. So, yeah, it's awesome. And James K says, we are programmed to protect the Jory. You guys rock. So Edgar, certified T3 boss, says Invicta is the I word. So here's the deal. I can't read like my hate comments because they're like like a lot of them are really bad, and I get them like every day. But with my members only, because in 2019, like in the new year, I'm going to actively put out T3 bot only content. Maybe we'll do some like hate mail reading where I read it to you guys, like the bad stuff. I think that'd be hilarious. We might do that. Daniel Katz says, you handle trolls really well. Well, thank you. I feel bad for most of them. If they take the time to, write something mean on the internet to someone they don't even know, they're probably not doing too well. And on the flip side, if them saying something mean to me somehow gets their grief out or their anger out, and it gets their frustration out, and they feel better after that, then that's fine. I can take it. So if they're in a rough spot and they just need to express themselves and say something mean, if I'm that guy that has to take it, then I'm happy to do so. So I understand that they got to do what they got to do. So I can handle it, guys. Emmanuel Garzon says, hello, fellow Jew friend. Shalom. Okay, this is like one of my favorite comments to get. And about once a week, someone will write to me about this. And this makes me so happy. Tyler W says, I've never owned a watch, but I've been subscribed to you for a while and love the content. Cheers. Thank you so much, Tyler. You make my day. I have people writing to me and they're like, yo, I don't know anything about watches. I'm not even interested in watches, but I watch your stuff. That makes me so happy because guess what? Eventually, they find themselves getting into watches, and maybe they pick up their first watch. And it makes me happy because I was there to maybe guide them and make a better choice. So yeah, makes me so happy. Jan says, guys, push the like button. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Axcol says, what affordable timepiece do you have which you've owned for a long time and have yet to service? That's a really good question, bro. My SKX. Honestly, my SKX I've had for a very long time. I consider it pretty affordable, especially at the time when I got it. I spent less than $200 on it. And I've not serviced it, and it's like still running within COSC standards, COSC standards. Honestly, it's still sharp as a tack. So my Alpinist, I don't know when I'm ever going to get that serviced. We'll see. Green Spends says, how much is servicing? So that's kind of a difficult question to answer. Depends who you go to, depends what watch you bring, depends what you're having done. So yeah, that's a difficult question. But maybe write to me on Instagram if you have a problem with one of your watches. We can try to figure out how difficult of an undertaking that will be. Psych says, hey man, I'm really interested in horology and watches in general. I only have 2 Seikos, and it's really difficult for me to explore more watches because my family's getting annoyed for spending money. Dude, just wait till you get a girlfriend or a wife. Doesn't get any easier. But I understand. Sometimes being a watch enthusiast means not buying watches. That's really difficult. I've dealt with that myself, man. Sometimes, you know, bills come up every month, dude. And sometimes you gotta sit on a purchase. You gotta sit on your hands and not buy something, but you can just look at it from afar. But guess what? that desire, that patience that you have will make you so, the gratification you'll get from finally getting the watch will be that much greater, and you'll feel so much, it'll be that much more exciting when you finally get the watch. So I get it, dude. Sometimes being a watch enthusiast means just studying watches, looking at watches. And here's something I'll say. There's been a lot of times when I've saved up for a watch, right? There's a watch I wanted, I've saved up for months and months and months. And then all of a sudden, I found a different watch that I wanted. And I was like, oh my God, thank God I didn't buy that initial watch. I should, like I had patience, and I realized that there's actually a different watch I wanted. So sometimes having patience is actually very good when it comes to watch collecting. I was a perfect example of this actually. So hear me out. There was the Grand Seiko boutique opened up here in Beverly Hills. Okay, I was one of the first people to get in there. They showed me their inventory. They opened up a brand new snowflake. Okay, they took the plastic off, they put it on my wrist, and they're like, check it out. And I wore it, and I was like, oof, this thing's gorgeous. And so I was like, And they're like, we'll hold this for you. And I was like, you know what, I kind of want that GMT. So they're like, okay. They put it on my wrist. They're like, we'll hold these for you. And I was like, yeah, perfect. And I waited. I was like, give me a week. I'm gonna think about this. And I was like, okay, I even told Connie, I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy that snowflake. I'm going to buy that snowflake. And then I waited, and I waited, and I waited. And I was like, should I get it? I don't know. And then all of a sudden, I got a notification about the J14070 Grand Seiko. I've been looking for that watch for so long in good condition. One popped up, and I was like, oh my gosh. it was like a message. It was like a sign, right? I waited. I didn't impulsively buy that snowflake. I waited, and then all of a sudden, boom, a watch I really wanted showed up, and I scooped that up, and that was so like a much, much, much smarter purchase. So patience is really good. Getting some good questions. Let me see. John Fox asks if Grand Seiko is my grail watch, but I'm wondering if I would need to send it out to Japan for servicing. It's keeping from pulling the trigger on one. Well, you do have to consider long-term costs and maintenance with any purchase you make, whether it's a car or a watch. The truth is, it's not that much of a headache with Grand Seiko. It's not a headache at all, and most likely you won't need to get it serviced for a good long time. So I wouldn't worry about it. I don't know the process of sending it out to Grand Seiko because I haven't had to send mine out. I have the luxury of having a boutique here, so if anything ever happened, I'd probably take it to the boutique and they'd send it out to their own servicing. But it's not that much of a headache, dude. Like, these companies purposefully try to make it as easy as possible to get your watch serviced from them. Green Spence says, sir, are you going to do more gym videos? Yeah. In 2019, my other channel, Time Away, is going to blow up. I'm going to make a lot more. I'm going to do weekly content on that channel. I kind of did a teaser with like 4 videos this year to see if it could get some traction. And I gained like over 3,000 subscribers pretty quick. A little sneak peek of that other channel. And then in 2019, I'm actually going to do weekly content on that channel, the Time Away channel. And it's going to be really fun. It's going to be more of like kind of conversations and stuff. So I'm really excited to do that. I'm reading more comments. Brian LP, certified T3 bot, says, don't ever say, I must have this expensive luxury item right now. You're absolutely right. That's typically a bad idea to make impulsive purchases on expensive items. So I agree with you right there. I'm trying to find a way. There's a lot of sun right now. Oh, dude, you know what? I might go over to my other bench. Theo PF in the chat. What's going on, man? Do you ever wear your Seagull anymore? I do. The Seagull 1963 chronograph. I love that watch. I think it's cool. The thing is that I acquired 3 watches in a 2-month period. So I've been kind of in multiple honeymoon stages. So you gotta give me a break here. James K goes, other bench. Yeah, I'm going to the cool table that I like walking to. All the while trying to avoid cyclists and cars. Welcome to Los Angeles, people. Daniel Katz, are you going to use almond milk in with Vietnamese coffee? Nah, I handle dairy perfectly fine. So I do like almond milk. I don't like soy milk. I actually really dislike soy milk, but I just drink milk. And I eat meat, and I'm not scared to admit that. And I also squat heavy, and I deadlift without straps. Fight me. I'm just reading more. Daniel Katz, he gave me a super chat. I didn't see the message though. Oh, dude, my other bench is so close. My other bench. I love. Isn't it cool that I change different locations? Beautiful bench. Reading more comments, guys. Everett Moore says, milk. Adam says, whole milk is the best milk. Dude, I agree, man. 30-year-old boomer says, you should do a video about taking the STI off-road where it belongs. That's true, but every time I go somewhere where it's like an actual trail, I just want to bring my Rubicon. You know? It's kind of a blessing and a curse. The STI is fun on loose ground for sure, but if I'm going on a trail, I gotta bring my Rubicon, guys. I posted a picture of it yesterday on Instagram. Nick says, today's workout, Jory circuit. Oh, thrusters, swings, burpees, and pull-ups. Dude, heck yes. That'll kick your butt, man. Throwing some Turkish get-ups at the end there. Man. Sorry. Cowboy Swami. Being says, hey Jory, Cowboy Swami is asking about Eigler and if it's a clone, an ETA clone. I don't think so. I would not consider it that. Eigler's been around so long. There's a lot of we'd got to look movement to movement, I suppose. We would. And guys, I'm not one of these people that's against sourced ETA movements. I'm not at all. I've had watches with ETA movements. I think it's fine. Omega, a lot of Omegas, when they changed to the coaxial, those are all in-house, right? But a lot of them before were using ETA movements because they're part of Swatch Group. Brian says, Jory doesn't need to go off-road with the STI. Just drive down an under-maintained California road. Here's the deal, guys. We pay a lot of taxes in Los Angeles. It's too many taxes. And I don't really know where they are used because the roads are terrible here. So, yeah, every time I drive around the streets in the STI, it feels like I'm in a rally race. Andrew Pereira says, Jory. Axel says, are there any micro brands that you think are going in the right direction? Which should we keep an eye on? A really interesting question. I get this question a lot. So far, the most impressive micro brand I've had is my Boulder Expedition. I think they're going in the right direction. I think they make really solid watches. They made this, I forgot what the name is or the reference, but they've just came out with this smaller field watch, quartz. I think it has like a Swiss Ronda movement or something, but I wish they came out with that version in an automatic so I could see what it was like up against like a Hamilton khaki. But yeah. Oh, guys, okay. In the comment section, guys, help me out. Elton Lai says, what do you do as a day job outside of YouTube? Guys, sound off in the comment section. Kaylin Buckley says, how do you afford all these cars and watches from running a YouTube channel? Again, guys, sound off in the comment section. I need your help. What do I do for a living, guys? Paul W. says, greetings from Ireland. Love you guys. Love Ireland. Hope you're doing well over there. You guys. You guys. Oh my God. I love each and every one of you. You guys you guys crack me up. Your Pussy JP says, Jory, don't make me ask my question again. Now I shall add a hole. Look at all those emojis. Okay, ask your question, Your Pussy. Axel says, consultant. Ong says, hired killer. Brian LP says, beard husbandry. Andrew, fashion watch seller. Nico from Argentina. Hell yeah. What's going on, Argentina? Dream says, male stripper. 30-year-old says, Invicta brand ambassador. And then I have my regulars, Watch Smith, James, Jordan Scully. My regulars commenting, yes, I'm a business consultant. Literally every live stream, someone asks what I do, and we've pretty much decided amongst the T3 bots and I that in 2019 we're going to come out with a shirt and a hat that just says, I'm a business consultant. Excuse me. TDY, beard chainsaw tester, 100% fail rate so far. Chyanita Lucky says, hey, mini Cardi B here. If y'all are able to get this to Cardi B, just know I love her and want to be a rapper someday. Well, this is probably a spam message, but best of luck, Chyanita. And I hope you're as bad as Cardi someday. And maybe we'll hear you in the club. PS Dan says he does something with beard consulting. I'm giving you guys a 360 view of this awesome little neighborhood. ETA. Oh, okay. Cowboy Swami. Now I see it. It says, why isn't Eigler cloned like ETA? Example, Salida. I don't know. That's a good question. For instance, there are some, right? Like, for instance, unfortunately, the Chinese counterfeits are getting incredible. Even when you open up the case back, you look at the movements, and you're like, whoa. But why doesn't a company like clone them and then get them sourced? It's a good question, and I bet we're not far off from that actually happening. Unfortunately, Cowboy. Shabdo Music says, why does everyone have a tag Heuer in my office? That's a good question. I think you need to either fire them all or get a different job. Here's the thing. Tag does very interesting marketing, right? They know that, I mean, let's see, they have people like Tom Brady. I think they have Brad Pitt is with Breitling now. Either way, Tag Heuer they have a bunch of athletes, a bunch of celebrities, race car drivers, just everyone is seen wearing a tag. So I understand. They're also kind of on the low end of the price range. So people are able to attain them, you know, if they save up. And unfortunately, they blow their money on a tag because they see these celebrities wearing them. They realize, oh, okay, a quartz aqua racer. I'll just spend $5,000 on that. I can save up and buy a $5,000 watch. Then later on, they watch these videos and they realize that they've overpaid for a watch that is not worth the money. Kaylin says, everyone within my company either had a tag or a sub. I mean, at least some of them are wearing Submariners, so that's, I mean, things are looking up. Brian, Certified See-Through Bot, says, who are worse, Jory? Stanced STI vaping bros or lifted diesel truck D-bags? Oh my God. So I have a lifted Jeep, right? It has a 5.5-inch long arm kit. I actually use that though, and it has 35-inch tires, typically aired down when I'm on the trail. It's not one of these big diesels with the huge smokestacks and everything. Which are worse? See, here's the thing. A lot of the dudes, man, the vape bros that like slam their STIs, they're not STIs. A lot of them buy WRXs and slam them, okay? Here's what bothers me. People need to stop lowering their STIs. Stop it. The wheel gap is tiny. I can barely fit 2 fingers in the wheel gap, okay? It is very, very stout already. I took that thing on some switchbacks going 65, very minimal body roll. Like, the fact that that thing can handle being a sedan is crazy. It handles better than my Z. And my Z had a full track build suspension. You can attack the corner, you can get power down out of a corner ridiculously fast. Stop slamming your STIs, guy. Okay, the STIs were made to have some travel in their suspension. They're rally cars. And so I guess you can tell by my rant, I'm mad at the people that slam their STIs. It's just, ugh. If you want to get it stiffer, just buy some stiffer Bilstein dampers. Just buy stiffer parts. Do not lower the travel. Do not. It needs some travel. Being Certified T3 Bot says, if you think you can design a car better than a car design, you're wrong. Yeah, I mean, there's certain things that you can change to help what you want, right? Like, for instance, if you want a stiffer ride, you can get stiffer parts to make it a little stiffer or a little softer. But as far as the suspension geometry, especially in a car like an STI where they spent so much time figuring it out, you're not going to do better than Subaru Technica International. You're not. That suspension geometry was made that way. Brian says, slammed STIs are like yellow gold Aquanauts on rubber straps. Yuck. I agree. That's a good analogy. 30-year-old Boomer says, my buddy was actually considering getting a lift kit for his WRX. Yeah, this is going to blow your mind, guys. The WRC racers, the WRC like rally racers, the STIs that do that, they all have 2-inch lifts. It sounds crazy, but they all have 2-inch lifts. I know. Nuts. Edgar says, lifted STI with cob access ports or slammed and same boost. Lifted STI with cob access port. Yes. I was going to surprise you guys with a different video, but I actually just put on the cob S-type catback last night on my STI, and it sounds so ridiculously good. It sounds so good, guys. I'm not going to lower it or lift it. Maybe an access port in the future, but I have less than like 700 miles on the car, so I'm gonna play with it a little bit more, and then yeah, in the future I'll probably cob it and see what's up. And it's the 2019, so it has the revised air intake, so I don't really need to do anything on the front end. More questions, guys, more questions. James does Minecraft 123. He says, Jory, what should I change my name to? You should change it to Oof. OFF. Say, Oof does Minecraft. Or James does Oof. Rick Green, San Antonio T3 bought online. Activated. Brian LP says, Jory, considering mud flaps and yellow fog lights. Okay, so for those of you who know my Jeep, my Rubicon, the only lights I use are Baja Design lights, okay? They are the best lighting systems in the world. They're pricey, but they are the best. I contacted them about a kit for the 2019 STI, because the 2019 STIs don't have fog lights, okay? They're pointing me in the right direction. I might get something put together to actually fit some Baja Design amber squadrons in that compartment. We'll see. In the future, maybe. So I'd be able to have the same lights I have on my Jeep on my STI. That would be crazy. Bradley says, OFF isn't pronounced oof. No, sorry. I meant OOF. 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 Nick says, what kind... This is now an STI live stream. Nick says, what kind of tires come on the STI? So on the 2019s, I have the Yokohama Advan V105s, which are actually incredible tires. But I'm probably going to get Michelin pilots, the Super Sports on there eventually. When these burn out, I'll probably get the Michelin. James says, I want to change my name to that, but I don't think you'd remember me. Dude, anybody with oof in their name, I will remember. Axel says, 118 viewers, where are the likes? Yeah, guys, bump up those likes, come on. Brady, I'm going to call you Bradley because that's like the thing now. That's literally the thing. That's like the joke, dude. You're Bradley. And that helps you out because when other Bradys talk to me, you'll know that I'm not referring to you. You're Bradley. FNAF fan says, what's your dream car? 1993 RS America in Guards Red. I'm just kidding, Brady. I'll call you Brady if Bradley bothers you. It's annoying when people call me the wrong name, so Brady, I'll refer to you as Brady. Yeah, dream car, 1993 911 RS America in Guards Red. Beautiful car. Cowboy Swami says, thoughts on ball watches, Chinese owning them hurt? I'm gonna get a ball watch in the new year. I'm gonna review it on the channel, and we're gonna talk about it. From everything I know right now, everybody's loving them. I think they make solid watches, but I don't have any hands-on experience with them right now. So let's get one on the channel in 2019. Yeah. Brian LP says, oof is the sound you make when you get a servicing quote on your Royal Oak. Chris says, oof. MK19 Meme Launcher says, thoughts on Sterling watches? I don't like the looks of most of them. I've never worn one. I know people that wear them. Most of them are not for me. King Koopa says, got my first automatic thanks to you. Hey, man, thank you. Which one'd you get? Let me know. John says, next chat, all the bots change their name to oof. James says, Bradley is better. Edgar says, Cowboy Swami single-handedly supporting this channel with the super chats. Dude, yeah, people are like, I get trolls every day, no matter what video I make. They're like, is this video sponsored? Oh my God, are you making money on YouTube? That's not allowed. Oh my God. Yeah, guys, all my videos are sponsored. You want to know who I'm sponsored by? Cowboy Swami. Cowboy Swami is my channel sponsor. James does oof. 1, 2, 3. Yo, everyone says congratulations, dude. Oof protocol is activated. James says oof protocol is initiated. Oof. Dude, bless you. Yo, a car just sneezed right next to me. I think he got the oof protocol also. Dude, what if in 2019 we just changed the T3 bots to the oof bots? Densetsu says, oof is when you're rocking a fake Rolex like it's the real deal. You're exactly right. Chris says, do you think it's possible to own too many watches? According to Connie, yes. According to me, no. I'm just kidding. Connie's very supportive. You know why? Because Connie's purchased maybe 50% of my watches were gifts from Connie, so she's supporting the addiction. T3, oof. John says, great, oof. James does oof, says, we will oof Invicta up. 30-year-old boomer says, we Roblox Steve now. Bradley says, big oof. Everett Moore says, Cowboy Swami is the real oof. Oh my God, dude, all these people walking around right now are probably like, wait, where are they? There's a bunch of people walking around right now. They're probably like, why is this guy just oofing in the park? I don't know, man. Yeah, James, it's just an oof epidemic. James says, T3 bots would love Connie if we were programmed to love. Yeah, I know, man, it's crazy. But you guys are the most emotionally sound robots in the world, I think. Brian LP says, which Omegas does Connie own? Connie has a mechanical hand wind Omega DeVille on a crocodile leather strap. And then she has a very old tennis bracelet from like the 50s. Full box and everything. That was a really cool watch that I found at an estate sale. And that was the first watch I gave her, actually. And it's a really cool watch. Full box, original, everything. I took the case back off. The movement is like this big, a little hand wind. Maybe we'll have her do a review on it. FNAF fan says, oh my God, I just fell off my chair and hit my head on the bed. Oof. Larry says, do you like vintage pocket watches? Man, the mechanisms and the engineering in them are great in pocket watches. They're fun to look at, fun to play with. I don't personally use them. I have some, for sure. That's not my area of expertise, though. FNAF fan says, who's Connie? A 30-year-old boomer says, get Connie a Connie. Yeah, that'd be funny. I actually have a Constellation. I should give her my Constellation, and then Connie will have a Connie. Rick Green says, the voices in my head are telling me that I am emotionally healthy. WV David says, what do you say if someone asks if you have a Movado? Well, if someone asks me if I have a Movado, I just say no. What has happened to me more often is people will be like, "Oh, hey, I, I love I love your show. You're a watch guy. I just got this Movado," and I'm like, "Oh my god, they they don't like they maybe haven't seen my earlier episodes where I just like trash Movado. So I have to very delicately let them down and be like, that's cool that you like it. I'm not a big fan." Hey. So so yeah, that's more of like the awkward things that I encounter is not really people asking me if I have one. It's people telling me that they have one. And then I have to kind of be like, "I'm sorry, dude, I'm not really into it." Um, I'm scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up. I'm okay with oof. Oh my god. Brian says, "I can't wait to find that geezer 36 millimeter two-tone tapestry dial date just and an estate sale." Man, I've heard of people finding ridiculous watches at estate sales. I haven't been super duper lucky. I don't go very often, but yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know what you find. You never know what you find. And tapestry dial Rolexes are dope. Oof is when your boss starts showing off his new Movado. Yeah. David says, "Is Gucci as bad as Movado?" Gucci's probably worse than Movado. Brian LP says, "When I think Goodman, I think I am the only one who gives a bleep about. Am I the only one who gives a bleep about the rules?" Are there okay? Just me. Are there any watches new or pre-owned under $100 that will appreciate in value? Dude, that's a good question, but off the top of my head, no. At the top of my off the top of my head, I can't think of one. James does oof 123 says, "I am the OOF, official oof founder." Hey man, that's true. All hail oof. David, where do you come out on in the Aquaterra versus Datejust 41 debate? Man, that's hard. I do really like Datejusts, but I don't like how big they are now. As weird as that sounds. I don't know why anybody would buy a current, or the 41 current Datejust, or like over a 36 millimeter. I can't wrap my head around it. I cannot. Between an Aquaterra and a Datejust, I'd go Datejust, but I'd go 36 millimeter Datejust. That's just, I like wearing small watches, so. I get this question all the time, Zane. He's asking about Philippe Loretti watches. They're just another fashion brand with incredible marketing. It's not something you'll want to spend your money on, guys. Okay. Take that money, put it towards something that's been proven to work all the time. Buy a Seiko, save up, buy a Hamilton. King Koopa, is it me or the video stops all the time? It says I'm rolling. It says I've been rolling for 74 minutes, so. Zane asks, Swatch? If you're asking about like a Swatch versus Philippe Loretti, then yeah, I'd go Swatch for sure. Papa Shark is in the building. What's going on, Papa? He's the man. Really, really solid viewer, Papa Shark. James Oof asks, did you inherit your first watch or did you buy it? I don't know about inherited. Like I had a baby G-Shock. I remember I went to Manhattan. One of the first times I went, I was a little boy, and my dad bought me a Casio Baby G in gray, and it was awesome. I loved that thing. He gave me some swatches, like from the 90s when I was little. And then my first like real watch, I guess you could say, I don't know about inherited, but it was a gift. My first real watch, my dad gave me a Hamilton LL Bean dial, 90, it's the 9721, I believe is the reference number. Automatic, and loved it. Beat it up real. I still have it actually. Needs a new movement, but love that watch. I wore it on a single piece military strap. Loved it. So I guess you could consider it. I don't know. I don't want to say inherited, but it was definitely a gift. David asks, okay, a Rolex question. Are two-tone watches collectible? Listen, anything with precious metal in it is going to hold a little bit more value, all right? It's kind of the rule of thumb, but that has more to do with the fact that there's a precious metal. Go with personal preference, guys. Don't buy those because of collectability or perceived long-term value. Get one because you like one. For instance, I'd get a stainless steel Buckley dial, even though technically I think the bezel is white gold on those, but I'd get a stainless steel Datejust if I liked the variant of dial versus just because it was two-tone. Now, the next watch I get in my collection from Rolex will probably be a precious metal watch, maybe two-tone. I said that in my last live stream. I'm looking to get probably a 36 millimeter two-tone Datejust. Don't have one in my collection currently. And yeah, but it's not because of the collectability. It's because I see a hole in my collection. I don't have a two-tone watch currently. And again, the 36 millimeter Datejust seems like a fun everyday watch. You're getting that threaded crown with the oyster case. You're getting a date complication. And because it's two-tone, it's fun. It has a little bit more pizzazz. But I'm not looking to get one because of its perceived or projected long-term value or collectability. Papa Shark, great question. He says, is it hard to buy your Grail because you'll have to think of a new one afterwards? Like, what's next after your Aichi 2? You're absolutely right. This is a really, really interesting phenomenon. So the thing is sometimes it's scary to reach your goal because you don't know how you'll feel or what will happen afterwards. I know this from starting a business, right? Starting businesses, starting a YouTube channel that has grown into a business. You know, when I first started on YouTube a little over a year ago, I didn't really have a large goal for it. It was mostly just to make a video because one of my best friends asked me to make a video about my bubble back. Then people started commenting on the video and following me, and I was like, okay, cool. Then I was like, you know what? If I could get 100 subscribers, that would be crazy. That's 100 people in the world that want to watch this video. And then like the next day I got 100 subscribers. I was like, what the heck? And so then I was like, dude, if I got 500, that would be nuts. That's 500 people that like in the world that want to watch my stuff. Then, you know, all of a sudden 500 people came like within a couple days. And then I was like, you know what, if I get 1,000 and so on and so forth, you know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is I'm just under 60,000 subscribers right now. And I don't want to say I'm never satisfied, but it's grown from me wondering and being like in awe of my subscriber base. Like when I first started, I was like, wow, there's these numbers of people that want to watch my stuff. And now I'm like, look, I'm not worried about the number of people here. Now I realize that I have this solid group and I need to make the best content I can for them. And so now the focus has really shifted back to me. And so what I'm trying to say is your goals shift, right, in life. And so when we're looking at like a grail, it's yeah, if I ever do get the Creed or Aichi 2, I'm sure my goal will shift then also. But just as a piggyback on that little thing, yeah, the focus is back on me making sure that I make the best honest content for you guys. And I realize that as long as I focus on that, making the best, most honest, most passionate, most consistent content that I can, the subscribers will come. And dude, Papa Shark is a certified T3 bot. Welcome to the T3 bot army. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You rock, Papa Shark. You rock. Welcome. Oof. A big oof for him. Connie is in the live stream, guys. Connie's here. Hey, Connie. Albert says, have work to do, but wanted to stop in, give you a shout out, love your channel. Love you, Albert, you're the man. Axel says, I bought watches in the past because they were appealing to the eye. Now it's because I appreciate the mechanics of the watch. Thank you, Jory. Thank you, man. I'm glad that, you know, your perspective changes the more you learn, you know what I mean? And next year you may be looking at watches differently than you do now, and that's cool. Interests change, perspectives change. David says, another Rolex question, sport watches. Where do you come out on Oyster versus Jubilee? I prefer Oyster, honestly. But in a two-tone, I think Jubilee is pretty badass. Papa Shark says, it's 3:50 a.m. here. Oh wait, hold on. Let me redo that. Certified T3 bot. Papa Shark says, it's 3:50 a.m. here, and I just got offered an Aichi 2. Man, I wish I got offered an Aichi 2 at a price point that I'd be willing to pay. John says, I feel like I'm going to get my T3 oof revoked because I'm an Omega guy. Well, John, you won't, because I personally own the Omega Speedmaster 25 anniversary, Man on the Moon, vintage Seamaster, Constellation Quartz, and then Connie has 2 Omegas herself. So between us, we have like 5 Omegas. So, no. You will not get your oof revoked. Daniel Katz says, this step-by-step goal setting is so healthy. The goal is the consistent process itself of reaching for a goal. And after that, reset goal. And the process continues, which I guess also giving. Yeah. Papa Shark says, you will get oof for wearing Invicta in public. 30-year-old boomer says Omega is oof proof. Eco8 Gator says, and I probably butchered your name, says your Pogue is so nice. I had one at one time. Lots of watch for the money. Yeah, that's one of my favorite watches for sure. AS says Aichi is pronounced I-chi. The I-E is like yay. Okay. Well, I see, by me reading your comment right now, I'm not even sure if I was able to discern or decipher how to pronounce it properly. But here's the thing. I'm not being stubborn. I'm going to be sympathetic and apologetic. I am an English-speaking American, and I do my best to be respectful and pronounce things like as well as I can. But try to give me the benefit of the doubt as well. For instance, when foreign people come here and speak to me, I've made this analogy multiple times. If a Frenchman came up to me here in America and says, "Excuse me, could I have an hamburger? Where can I get a hamburger?" I'm not going to be, "Hamburger? It's pronounced hamburger. Get it right." No, I'm going to be like, "Oh, this dude wants a hamburger. Yeah, there's an In-N-Out down the street." Do you know what I mean? So give me the benefit of the doubt. I try to be respectful. You can be respectful too. Oh man, Zane, what's your favorite watch in your opinion? Dude, I have so many watches, and all the watches in my collection I love for different reasons. Guys, wait, hold the chat, guys. Connie just super chatted me. 99 cents. Well, that's gonna go to dinner tonight, so thank you. Guys, everyone thank Connie for supporting the channel. Connie goes, "How does this work?" Papa Shark says, "Connie gave you money, now you need to buy her coffee." I'm pretty sure that's why she just did that. I think she's super chatting me so I bring home a coffee when I'm done with this. She just went, "Oops." No, babe, it's not oops, it's oof. James says, "Way to go, Connie." Don says, "Hey, you missed Gamma's super chat." Okay, let me scroll up, guys. I'm sorry. Ooh, okay, Gamma Ortiz, what's up, bro? Sorry, I did not mean to miss your super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, by the way. $2, very, very generous. I appreciate it. Ooh, he asks best vintage diving watch. Now, this is a really interesting question because there are many that I would like. To be honest, one of my favorite right now is the Hamilton Super Compressor. Hamilton Super Compressor came out in the 1960s, and it is one of the coolest vintage diving watches. You can get them, you can try to find them in good condition, but it's going to cost around $2,000. And yeah, old 1960s Hamilton Super Compressor, really cool. Now, I mean, I could say like the Rolex Big Crown Submariner, but that's going to be exorbitant amounts of money. So, like, with that being said, like discounting the or disregarding the really expensive vintage divers from like Rolex and stuff, or the Blancpain 50 Fathoms, I would say like that old Hammy Super Compressor, dual crown from the 60s, really cool. Dude, Papa Shark, you're the man, dude. Thank you so much. Super generous super chat. You rock. He says, "Get her a good dinner." Oof. Also, my youngest son says hi. He just woke up. Oh, good morning. It's early over where you are, but good morning. Eat a good breakfast. Thank you so much for the super chat. And what's your son's name? I'll shout him out. But yeah, Papa Shark is the man, guys. Really generous. Brian says, "Connie's the best enabler girlfriend." and a watch addict could ever ask for. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. She's gotten me like most of my Seikos, and she's only adding fuel to the fire when it comes to my terrible, terrible watch addiction. Papa Shark, Felix says hi. Everyone say hi to Felix. It's Papa Shark's youngest son. What's going on, Felix? Your dad is the man. James does oof 123 says, I really can't believe I'm the father of the oofs. Oh man, what certified T3 bot John says, what 3 watches would you buy for 15,000 USD? I'm trying to think of what I could. Okay, I'd want to follow my system of like dress watch, everyday watch, and sports watch. Help me out with this one, guys. This is a crazy question right here. I'm really thinking about this one. Okay, check this out. For 15K, check this out, guys. Check this out. Okay. For my everyday watch, I would get a Rolex Explorer 2. All right, sounds sporty, but it's not huge. Stainless steel, has a GMT complication. That would be my everyday watch. I'd spend like $5,000 on that. I'd try to get it at a good price. Then I would find like a Blancpain 50 Fathoms, like a current one, or from like a couple years ago, and I would get a Blancpain 50 Fathoms as a like dive watch, okay? And then for my dress watch, I'd have like $1,000 left. I'd get like a Starbucks 6.5 cocktail time. Boom! Dude, crushed it. Crushed it. Robert Padilla says, or Padilla, sorry. He says 5K for an Explorer 2 will be really beat up at that price. I have my ways. I might be able to source one. The prices are climbing dramatically on that watch, but see, I already have a Rolex Explorer 2, so I might just keep that one. But I'm talking about for the sake of the hypothetical. Captain says, what about a solid gold SKX? Oh my God. Cowboy Swami says, what if Connie slammed your STI while wearing a Movado? Honestly, at that point, I would realize that this whole life that I am in is just a simulation, because that would be too strange. So I would just come to terms with the fact that I'm living in a simulation, and I would just oof myself. Cowboy Swami says, just joking. James says, oh, if you could have one watch in the world, which would it be? This always gets me. This is really hard. Okay, guys, brace yourself for this one. If I could have one watch in the world right now, it would be my Rolex Date 1500. That was my first Rolex. It has a lot of sentimental value to me. It's got a threaded crown, at least a 100-meter water resistance rating. It's just special to me. So I'd probably pick that one. Aunt G, what's the most expensive realistic watch you would get? Creator Aichi 2, or Aichi, or however you want to correct me for pronouncing it. That's honestly, that's on my list, guys. I'm gonna get that watch, and that's a pretty penny. But I don't put limits on myself, guys. So you guys should know that by now. I do not put limits on myself. But guys, we have been here for 95 minutes. I'm done with my Vietnamese coffee, unfortunately, which means this Saturday live stream is coming to an end. But do not worry, because we will be with each other on Monday. I'm gonna come with you for the Monday episode. And Papa Shark with the last minute super chat. You rock, dude. He says, oof, gotta work. Always awesome. Jory, Connie, have a great week and happy holidays to all. Here's more of Felix college fund, dad's watch money. You rock, Papa Shark. Thank you. So generous. You're the man. Felix, have a great day. Be good to your dad. You guys rock. But yeah, guys. So we're done with this one. I will see you on Monday. But as always, okay, as always, I want you to listen up, because this is literally the most important part of the live stream right here. Each and every one of you want you to get out of your comfort zone today, but not for the sake of getting out of your comfort zone. I want you to do something important, all right? I don't want you to get uncomfortable just, because you need to get uncomfortable. No. I want you to get out of your comfort zone and do something important. Maybe there's someone, a girl you wanted to talk to. Maybe there was something you needed to get done, but you were worried about it. No, I'm telling you right now, you gotta do it. All right, you gotta do that today. So do that today. That's number one. Number two, you gotta tell someone you love them. All right, you gotta tell someone you love them today. That's super important, guys. Don't wait on it. Tell someone you love them. I'm gonna start it off. I love you guys. You guys rock. Have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing week. I will see you on Monday. Axel, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, catch you on the next one. Thanks for the input. Thank you guys, each and every one of you supporting the channel. You guys rock. You guys are the only reason that I do this stuff. I get to spend my days talking about watches, and you rock, guys. So I will see you on Monday. I love each and every one of you. Have a great weekend. I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. All right, love you guys.